Akame Got Killed is an anime that I finished quite recently, and I have to say, I enjoyed it a lot. It's very sad, so yeah, I won't spoil anything, but man. But apart from all the sadness and apart from all the epic fights, there's another aspect of the show that I enjoyed a lot, and that was the music. Specifically the endings. I think the endings are absolutely fire. So in this video, I'm going to be attempting to kind of recreate a similar vibe to the Akame Got Killed ending, specifically ending 2. I think that ending is super fire. I unfortunately do not have a Japanese female singer, so it's just going to be like the instrumental. Hopefully one day I'll be able to acquire that sounds wrong. One day I hope I get to work with a female singer who speaks Japanese and we can make something crazy together, but until then, I can just do what I can do and make an instrumental. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah guys, let's go. Okay, so in order to make this easier, I split this up into 3 parts. The amazing piano intro that goes from dark to happy, the soft, more upbeat middle section, and the third part with the horns and drum. So I know this might look a little bit confusing, but I swear it's not. If you guys are new to producing or playing the piano, I highly suggest this Andrew Huang video. It's amazing. It taught me everything I know about music theory, and it's just the best. If you go watch that video, then come back to this video will make a lot more sense. If you guys do know music theory and just want to know how I made this, then yeah, I'll try to explain the best I can. So since Akame Got Killed starts with this mysterious and dark intro, I wanted to replicate that the best I could, so I chose a minor scale because minor scales are typically more dark and mysterious sounding than major scales, which are more happy. And so yeah, I chose E minor just because I thought it would sound the best for this type of project. So yeah, let's focus on the chords first. So I did an E minor, D major, and then an A minor, and then I added some extra notes on top to make them 7th and 9th chords. And then it's basically just some grace notes, and that's what makes this melody really interesting. The very beginning utilizes a lot of trills and grace notes and all that sort of stuff, and so I wanted to implement that into my own music. And so I tried to go for a run that is like catchy but dark at the same time, and then matches the dark vibe of the chords. I don't really have any amazing tips for making top melodies. You kind of have to go by ear and just like by what notes are in the chords. It really takes practice. Once you get your chords down, I highly recommend practicing scales. I think that's a really good way to practice. And yeah, it just comes from listening to a lot of music and just kind of copying your favorite melodies and then trying to like see how they made that. It's really just messing around on the piano roll. And yeah, also if you're making a mood change / key change like I am, I highly suggest leaving the last chord unresolved, and that basically means like make it sound like it's not finished, like something else coming on. It's kind of hard to explain how to do that. If you just look up resolved chords, it'll kind of make more sense. And yeah, so for the next set of chord progressions, I can't really explain it. I kind of just wanted to have a mood change, and so I kind of made it sound more happy by changing the minor chords to major chords. And yeah, I just made all the bottom notes C. I feel like C is a very good basis. I kind of threw on random notes to make a chord that sounds kind of happy-ish. And yeah, for the top melody, again, it's just like whatever notes you see are in the scale. FL Studio, you can go to scale highlighting, and then you can kind of choose what scale you want, so only the notes that are in the scale are highlighted. And yeah, making melodies is hard, but like I said, practice really makes perfect. Okay, so I realized for this part that the melody is way more dark and kind of like melancholic than what I have. I want to do my own twist on it, and I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more happy before going into the strings and stuff. I think that transitions a little bit better, at least from what I'm doing. And yeah, I also really like the transition at the end of this chord progression. I think it sounds really nice. And I think this leads to the drum part really well. So the first chord is only 2 notes, which is D and G. And then we have a D minor chord, and then we have a C major 7. And then we have a weird chord. I don't really know why it sounds good, but it has a really weird like tension feel. It could be because of the A and B notes, which I don't really see put together that often. And then we have an E major chord, which in this context acts as a transition chord. And then I kind of just played around with the timing and made some pretty simple counter melodies on top. And now for one of my favorite parts, which is the horn section. So for this, I noticed that in the ending, the strings are kind of like in a staccato pattern. They're not really like elongated, they're kind of like, and so I went for this specific pattern. They're all D major with changing notes to add a variation on top. And then the piano is pretty much just the same, it's just not staccato, just normal chords. But I follow the same chord progression. Then I went for a pretty simple drum pattern. I noticed in the ending that the drums are really soft and they're not very noticeable, and so I tried to find drums that were pretty soft and like kind of more realistic sounding than, you know, trap drums, stuff like that. Added some finishing touches, like I just added some little perks and stuff like that. Did some mixing, nothing too crazy, using EQ to take out some of the lows, adding reverb where I needed to, and yeah. And this little like chorus thing is found in Arturia's strings, and it's the Angels and Demon pad. So I think that also added a lot, because I noticed in the ending that in the beginning when the piano was playing, there's like a little string thingy. I don't know, it's weird. It's like a little something weird sound, but it adds a lot of atmosphere, and so I try to do the same thing for my piece. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this took forever to make. I'll definitely be posting more often on this channel. I'm not sure why this took me forever. I was just like I was struggling with this so much, but hopefully I'll be able to post at least a video a week on here. I'm not really sure, but it should be a lot more often than this. Comment down below what you want me to do next. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah. See you guys next time. Jaden Dola out.